I'll take that.
Tell me about the minstrel rattlement.
Here we go. I wonder what's past this.
Well, my prayers weren't much bloody use.
My children. My sweet ones. What have they done to you?
I'm hungry, Father. I'm so hungry.
It hurts, Father. The hunger. It never stops.
Please, do you know of anything that can be done? I've been fighting it, but I think you're right. Better that than they start feeding off humans. I do not know if this is more blessing or curse, but it is at least something. Thank you, my friend.
At least I'm not alone. I could not have borne that eternity. Is this my life now? Darkness and hunger.
Thank you for your mercy. Thank you for everything. I did not expect you to free us, but I am grateful.
Of all the places I expected would find this Minsk, crawling from the broken jaws of a mimic wasn't high on my list. What's life without a few surprises, eh?
Darling?
Minsk believes a doppelganger to be Jahira. He is being manipulated. I am all but certain.
Minsk. He seemed to believe that doppelganger was truly Jahira. A sure sign he's being manipulated.
A welcome. Yes? Yes? Of course. You're no true Baldurian unless you've sloshed around in the slurry after all. The Undercity is perilous. But I recall Minsk making a home down there in the old days. To plant his boot on the very bosom of evil. Or some such. I'll mark an entrance, I know. From there, we shall just have to follow our noses.
Minsk puts on quite a show of brawn, even if there's no brain worth mentioning. I mean, I hate to judge the proverbial book, but that oaf may be all cover and no pages.
Minsk is being tricked. By the hells, we've got to rip him away from that shapeshifter.
Are the gods truly this petty?
All the coin seems to be there, if a little blood-stained. You lot are enthusiastic about your lord's work.
Our Lady. We serve only the Absolute.
Oh, silly me. We Zentarim are so long past our own godly roots, I'm afraid I forget the half of them. But you, I know. When did you start worshipping gods? Did they give your wee rodent a worm friend too?
Rodent?
Enough! You will show the Stone Lord proper respect, and you will return to the Guildhall and do as we have paid you to.
Of course. I only thought...
Wait. Flop all you wish, little fish. But Minsk has caught you!
On that note, good luck. The job will be done by the time you get to the Guildhall.
Very well.
This will do nicely.
Time to strike. No time to waste.
Over there.
Understood.
Forever dauntless.
Unleash me.
My pleasure.
Can't give up. On the move.
I'll strike you down.
No! No!
Time to strike. On the move.
I'm heating up. Boom!
Do not kill him! Find another way! Please!
Forever dauntless. Coming through.
Let me recite their demise. Outflank, outsmart.
Got to concentrate.
Let's have some fun.
Victory awaits.
The blade will not bend.
Against the darkness swarming, his senses a single light glows. Rage, flaring brighter every moment.
Kill it.
He won't stay down for long. Tell your Elith to protect him from the Elder Brain's influence. Quickly!
No. This one will not aid our cause. Get rid of him. Don't be foolish. He is too unpredictable. He will only be a hindrance to us. No, I will not be coerced into protecting him. You do not see what I do. His thoughts, his mind, pure chaos.
The Mind Flare pours poison in your ear, I think. Tell it I will tear the prism from your grasp and throw it into the deepest lava pit I can find. Long after our bones are dust and ash, the walls of its prison will still be burning. Now help my friend!
She bluffs. Surely she would not risk the fate of all for one simple life.
For a brief moment, the lines on her face looked deeper, her eyes full of pleading.
I have said my piece.
Fine. Have it your way.
His mind unfolds beneath yours. A still lake pulls you down into its depths. Images flash by, battles fought, and friends fallen. His rage grows colder, burrows deeper, as a familiar face crystallizes before you.
Jaheira, you killed her!
You are being dramatic.
The instant's hesitation is enough. With a sensation of terrible rending, something vast and nameless falls away from his mind.
There. It is done.
Jahira? I do not understand.
Good. That means you're back to your old ways. We have a lot to discuss. But first, you have someone to thank.
In the sudden silence, your minds merge once more. More memories, sensations, but passing too quickly for you to track. In the same breath, you share everything that happened to you. The Nautiloid, the Absolute, the chosen of the dead three.
You saved Minsk. While he danced like a Mind Flayer's meat puppet. Why?
Suggested.
You do well to heed her. Jahira was very wise. Even before she was very old. There is someone you must meet. He is... Where is he?
That was Minsk. The Minsk. Part of the crew who saved the city from Saravok all those years ago. Dunno who the Stone Lord is or what the hell he's gotten himself into. But that man is a legend.
Welcome.
How can I help?
Yes?
Can't afford to stay idle.
Looking ahead.
Hang on! Minsk is on his way! My friend, from our brief sharing of skulls, I know you have faced many strange beings, but none like this. Whatever happens, show no fear and stay your hand. Trust in Minsk. Minsk finds that the less thinking he does, the easier the trusting comes. Wait! You gaze into Minsk's soul and see his foul crimes. You smell the stench of evil upon him, pointy claws primed, ready to scratch out his eyes. I am sorry, my friend. I am at the mercy of your faultless justice. Now, if you must burrow through my blackened heart, I am ready. No? You are certain? Oh, such boundless compassion. You are all heart, and whiskers, and cute little nose. You are right, of course. There is still much evil for Bu and Minsk to stamp out. But we need not fight it alone. I have a new face to show you. But it is not a villainous one for the clawing, understand? You, this is Boo. And Boo, meet you? No, it is a hamster. A miniature giant space hamster. Fear not, you will learn the difference in time. Those villains locked Boo away, lest his righteous gaze cause their tadpole to flee in terror. Now we are together again. All will be exactly as... Boo, why do you use such language? Once more, my hamster proves himself my greater half, and makes the path clear when my mind is fuzzier than his tiny bottom. He says we will join with you, and cleanse Baldur's Gate of Evil. Together! I give you my solemn vow. Should any of us show signs of weakening to the worm, or any other evil, Boo will slaughter us all in our beds. I hope this brings you comfort. Get comfortable, Boo. We go to battle and... to glory, or glorious death.
Minsk just joined our team. This is the best day of my life.
I think you might have made a terrible, terrible mistake. Huh? Chasing rumor halfway around the city and back. Crossing the guild. Wading through filth. Defying the one creature upon whom your very life depends. All for a madman and his rodent. The Absolute threatens thousands, the entire coast. And still you risked much to help one man. I should berate you. But I can only say thank you. Your reasons were your own. But whether you meant for it or not, your fight is our fight, huh? Both of us. To the very end. Those misty eyes are just age. Yes, I feel myself growing older as we stand here. So, lead the way. We're yours to command.
Minsk has great heart. We shall need the likes of him for the trials to come.
So, we can add one bald wall of muscle to our little group. I'm sure he'll come in handy. Maybe as a doorstop.
You can't make us split up the family. The crew and I are risking our lives. We're not doing this for charity.
Minsk seems quite the, enthusiastic ally. Would all do well to remain on his good side. And out of the range of his fists.
I'll catch up to you. Not surprised. The beloved Ranger. I can't believe it. I grew up hearing all about your brave deeds. And Boo's, of course.
The bravery was mostly Boo's. Minsk simply followed with the shouting and waving of swords.
My father told me all about how you struck down the mad cleric Basileus. How... Goodness, my palms are all sweaty. It's just that you were always my hero. I'm no hero, but I've dedicated my life to keeping the Sword Coast safe from the monsters that roam it.
If that is not a hero, then Minsk and Boo are no heroes. You are not saying my hamster is not a hero, Will? The saying matters not. Let it be a thing of doing. You will be blinded by Boo's obvious heroism when you smite evil by his side.
Smiting evil is my middle name.
Blade of smiting evil frontiers. If it is all the same, Minsk and Boo will just call you Will.
Oh, ye gods. Never change, Minsk. Never change.
On Kresh Kalir, giant space hamsters are a staple food. Their hocks are quite scrumptious, if a bit fatty. Giant space hamsters. I've never heard of a miniature version, let alone a conversant one. Which means Boo is either a rare specimen or an ordinary hamster. Either way, I'm not about to go nibbling on him.
Something's going on down there.
Boo seems like a worthy addition to our group. His pet, Minsk, may prove useful also.
Another ball spawn buried by our hand. Ball should learn better than to send his offspring against us. They might as well be babes, dropped bare bottom into the Rashomon winter. Of course, my friend. Or are we not friends? Then you have a sword at your side and a hamster at hand, whenever you need them. Unless I die, or you die, or you do anything at all to upset Boo. Now, does Boo see a question in your eye, or just a parasite poking through? Well, Boo, explain yourself. Clear enough? Can you not? Do you not see his noble bearing? The deep wells of wisdom that are his eyes? Boo speaks of much. Perhaps one day, you will be ready to listen. There is nothing jestful in the bond between a ranger and his companion. Before Boo, I was a typical berserker of Rashomon. Duty-bound and full of my own seriousness. The problem with one so gazing of their navel, however, they are easily ambushed. Brigands split my skull like a sodden wineskin. It was as I recovered that Boo first appeared. He told me that I had felt the great poking finger of justice, marking Minsk as its champion and Boo as my guide. As for the headache, well, justice cannot always afford to be gentle. Do not be ridiculous. If any of us is chosen by the gods, it is obviously Boo. Now, shall we away? My boots crave the crunch of unvirtuous nethers. So dark an alliance sealed with scentish contracts, cultish vows, and a dragon's shining hoard. You think Minsk could forget? You are correct. I have no idea what any of that was about. But we shall simply... Gah! Boo! Why do you gnaw at my soft parts? I am trying to... Once again, in smaller words? I see. This truth you seek. Boo believes that Minsk is knowing more than Minsk knows. But it is a difficult thing. There are memories of this time that Minsk does not remember. And Boo suggests that, just as he helps with tricksome itches in awkward places, you must reach what Minsk cannot. The parasite. You can use it to tickle free whatever truth you seek.
At first, there is nothing. His mind is empty as a still expanse of open country. But then... Your face, the Stone Lord's face, mirrored in bloodied steel. In the heat of burning buildings, you hold your blade high above pale, frightened faces.
No, that is not right. I slew only monsters. The voice said that they were monsters.
A whisper. The Absolute's voice, twisting the petty guild thieves before you into snarling, savage beasts, feeding on the weak of your city.
The guild. The Stone Lord hunted them, peeled away their rotten ranks one by one to lay bare their corrupt heart. 9-finger skin. That is what the Absolute bought Black Zentis Steel to do. To kill the Guildmaster. What does it matter? Cultish thinking has occupied Minsk's mind for long enough. Now is time for doing. And this talk of evil overthrowing evil, pah! Like a many-headed hydra biting at its own throat. Bring forth the hydra, says Boo. More faces for the punching. First we pop the Zentarim blood. Then we show 9 fingers, the 5 fingers of Minsk. Yes? Yes? Yes.
The absolute blockade is risky.
Do you feel it, Boo? The path of virtue beneath my boots once more. Boo and I, we are in your debt, my friend. There is more than a little to know, I think. I am huge. Ah, you come in search of stories. It is not yet time to tuck Boo in for the night, but very well. After our adventurings with the Ballspawn, Boo had had his fill of godly flesh. So, we returned to Baldur's Gate for a time. After all, in every city there is a sweaty underbelly, crying out for a virtuous scrubbing. None better to wield a brush than Minsk and Boo. Perhaps we rubbed some villain's rump a little too raw. This Minsk does not know. One moment we stood in the city slums. The next, ambush! Then Minsk and Boo woke on the wide with stone dust in sensitive places. Aha! Perhaps this is the reason, Boo. It is not because of the legendary thickness of my skull. The mind of Minsk was occupied with important matters. I was browsing a slum vendor's stall, looking for Boo's favorite nuts. And then, I was stolen. For Minsk, those years passed as quick as a hiccup. It was long ago then. It is now. I do not like these metal men on the streets, or the villains who hide behind them. But the new world is not so different to the old one. The city still clings to the hill. The sea still stretches on forever. And the stench of evil still makes Boo wish for a tiny peg on his nose. As long as that stench remains, no matter how old or young the world is, Minsk and Boo will not rest. Well, Boo, explain yourself. Clear enough? Boo has a way with words that we lack. All that space in the cheeks, I am thinking. Ah, you speak of Minsk's misshapen skull. It is true. I once suffered a most heroic head wound. Before Boo, I was a typical berserker of Rashomon. Duty-bound and full of my own seriousness. The problem with one so gazing of their navel, however, they are easily ambushed. Brigands split my skull like a sodden wineskin. It was as I recovered that Boo first appeared. He told me that I had felt the great poking finger of justice, marking Minsk as its champion and Boo as my guide. As for the headache, well, justice cannot always afford to be gentle. Done. Now, shall we away? My boots crave the crunch of unvirtuous nethers. Oh? The mind of Minsk is a simple place. Of what strangeness do you speak?
The memories resurface. A lifetime of battles blurring into one. A single constant is Minsk, launching into the fray no matter the foe, be they god, monster, or man. It seems just the barest glimpse of what the man before you has seen and done, but enough to know that he has no right to still be alive.
Ah, wait! That look in your eye. I know exactly what visions of Minsk you have seen to cause you such wonder. My pants. Thrice laced, in the Rashomon style, so that a berserker might split skulls without fear of splitting breeches too. They are fiendishly complex, but fear not for Minsk. With training, he has learned to master the many little knots. Well, as have you, no? Do not forget that when you gaze into Minsk, Minsk also gazes into you. We both fight evil, wherever it is found. The who and where are less important than the hamsters you meet along the way. On this matter of sharing memories, I see no reason for us to worry at one another's worms. If there is more we wish to know, we can simply ask, no? Is it power? True, it has made Minsk strong. Boo can scarcely get comfortable, so firm has my physique grown. But what does the parasite take in return? It is a horror wrapped in honey. Stay your sweet tooth, says Boo. As you wish, but quietly. It is listening. On this matter, I have held small council with Boo. If the worm is lodged within our skulls, should it not be possible to simply squeeze like so? Until something pops out. Pay that noise no mind. Boo has not feasted on evil's flesh in some time, and it has set his gut to bubbling. None at all. Though Boo is tiny. Perhaps he could just crawl into our ears and... Ah, you are right, Boo. A ridiculous notion. It would be far too dark to see.